Hi guys, my name is Nonema Tigela. Welcome to my YouTube channel. So, if you've been following the Senzo Meyiwa trial, this week uh, may have produced one of the most significant moments in the defense case. For days, Mthobisi Mncube has been arguing. Sorry, for days, Mthobisi Mncube has not been arguing about emotions or speculations. He has focused on one question that could determine the outcome of this entire Senzo Meyiwa trial. Did the eyewitnesses actually describe him? That is what he wants the court to understand, and that is what he wants the state to answer, because they are accusing him of being one of the intruders and being the first intruder to enter the house. Now, that question goes to the heart of the case. The state alleges that Mthobisi Mncube was one of the armed intruders who entered the Foslorus home on the night Senzo Meyiwa was shot. But instead of simply denying the allegation, Mncube has systematically compared his own appearance with the descriptions given by the eyewitnesses immediately after the murder. He has taken the court through witness statements line by line, asking whether the descriptions of complexion, hairstyles, facial features, build, clothing, and the person allegedly carried the firearm actually resembled him. This is not a side issue. This is the identity issue. If the original eyewitness descriptions do not fit Mncube, the court must ask whether he has been correctly identified at all. Has he been identified correctly at all? The defense has repeatedly reminded the court that the witness descriptions made closest to the event are often considered important because they are less likely to have been influenced by later investigations or media reports. Then came another issue that caught everyone's attention. Judge Rotamo Kgwatleng interrupted proceedings to ask a procedural question about the identity parade. The judge wanted to know a simple but crucial fact. How did the identity parade report become evidence? Counsel confirmed that the identity parade report had been handed in as an exhibit. The judge then asked who conducted the parade. The answer was Captain Meso. The next question was even more significant. Did Captain Meso testify? The answer was no. Then that prompted the judge to ask the question that could become important later in the judgment. If the officer who conducted the identity parade never testified, how exactly did the report find its way into the evidence? Was it admitted by agreement between the parties, the state, and the defense, or through some other legal process? The judge was not deciding whether the identity parade was reliable or not. He was making sure that the court understood the legal foundation upon which that evidence rests before final arguments begin. That procedural exchange has now become part of the broader debate about identification, because identification is not just about pointing a finger. It is about because identification is not just about pointing a finger, it is about proving beyond reasonable doubt that the accused person is the right person. Okay. It is about proving beyond reasonable doubt that the accused standing in the dock is the same person seen committing the crime. Throughout this week, Mncube has attempted to demonstrate that the eyewitness descriptions simply do not match him. According to his evidence, there are noticeable differences between what witness described in 2014 and what he actually looked like. His defense argues that those differences are not minor inconsistencies, but could go directly to whether the state has identified the correct person. This is particularly significant because the state alleges that he was carrying the firearm during a robbery, which is something that we will discuss in another video, the issue of the firearm. If the witness's descriptions of the gunman do not correspond with Mncube's appearance, the defense says the court must carefully examine whether the identification evidence is sufficiently reliable. The identity parade, therefore, becomes only one piece of a much larger puzzle. The court will ultimately have to evaluate eyewitness statements made immediately after the murder, the descriptions of the alleged intruders, the identity parade evidence, which is very crucial, the physical appearance of the accused at the relevant time, and whether all of that evidence forms one consistent picture, which when we are looking or seeing what is happening currently, it's not make sure. The defense strategy appears to be straightforward. If the descriptions don't match, if the identification process raises questions, if there are inconsistencies that cannot be reconciled, then the court must ask whether there is reasonable doubt. That does not automatically determine the outcome of the trial. The state will argue that all the evidence must be considered together, not in isolation, which is true. The defense will argue that identity has not been proved beyond a reasonable doubt. Ultimately, only the trial court will decide which interpretation is supported by the evidence. But one thing is clear, though, this week's testimony has placed the issue of identification squarely at the center of the Senzo Meyiwa murder trial. As the defense continues presenting its case, every witness description, every identity parade document, and every inconsistency is likely to come under even closer scrutiny. The question now facing the court is simple but enormously important. Did the eyewitnesses describe Mthobisi Mncube, or did they describe someone else? That may become one of the most consequential questions the court must answer before delivering its final judgment. And also, when you look at Mncube back in 2014 and listen to the descriptions and look to what was put online by the sketch artist or SEPS department when they were attempting to look for the so-called intruders, well, there is a lot of inconsistencies there, a lot, not just tiny, a lot of them. So that is something else that one would be like, oh my God. What are your thoughts when it comes to this? Please let's engage in the comment section respectfully. And if you like this content, kindly please like the video, share, subscribe, and also let everyone to come through and watch what you are watching. I'll see you on our next video. Bye-bye.